Denny Schaefer. He's an idiot.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Wednesday. It's our podcast.
It's number 40.
I was just getting ready. I stopped because you said it.
Mm.
It's number 40. That's kind of a milestone.
I think so.
We said we were only going to do one. I mean, I said I was only going to do one. Now we're up to 40, and we have full sponsorship all the way through June.
I know.
Somebody tried to get in for May next month. I said, sorry, can't do it.
Yep. So booking into July now.
We're full
for the summer.
So if you want to sponsor the Denron.
I almost said Shenron. That didn't sound right.
I still want to go shared in, but
well, maybe we should take a vote.
Maybe we'll do a poll.
We'll
do a poll. Not today. I want it to be shared in because, put your name first. Let's do Denron, Sharon, Denron. But Denron flows better. It just does.
DennyRadio.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, all right, before we welcome our sponsor, we have a poll question.
I have a question. No looking it up online.
Cheaters.
Here we go. And then you have 30 seconds or whatever Steve's video is to come up with an answer and comment. Okay?
Okay.
Here it is.
How many years?
How many years did it take to create Mount Rushmore?
Look at that good-looking boy there when he was on his way out to where was it? Yeah, Yellowstone.
That's our Josh. So
That's
how many
awesome.
years did it take to create Mount Rushmore? Take a guess, put it in comments. No looking it up.
All right. Think about that. Let's play along.
Okay.
All right. Here is our sponsor. It's Kiker's Thought.
Hello, Steve Kiker here. If you're looking to sell your house or if you know someone who is, I may be interested in buying it. What I'm looking for is 2 smaller homes, 2 3-bedrooms, 1.5, 2 baths, something like that. Something in a nice area, something that doesn't need a whole lot of work, but if it needs some fixing up, that's okay. Trying to keep it under a couple $100,000 for each house. And preferred no realtor involved. So if you're looking, or if you know somebody who's in a tough way or looking to sell their house, and you haven't contacted a realtor, contact me. If you have contacted a realtor, as long as I don't have to pay any fees, I don't mind working with them. But you can contact me at kiker2@yahoo.com. That is KIKER, the number 2, @yahoo.com. Thank you.
There you go. All right, yeah. Steve, he had a lead on this, so maybe he'll get another lead this time.
Yeah.
So, all right.
And his email is up in the corner. So, if you know of anyone or you have a property that you're looking to maybe get rid of, and email him, see if it's fit.
Steve is signed up for June. So, with other Kiker thoughts. Okay. All right. How many years did it take to create Mount Rushmore?
That's the question.
I have no idea. I mean, people are going to say millions of years, I'm guessing.
Millions?
Wait a minute. Are we talking about
creating Mount Rushmore?
Oh, you mean, the faces.
Well, what else is there?
Okay. Because I guess I was thinking Grand Canyon. How long did it take for the water to go through the Grand? Okay. Let me say, so you're talking about them chiseling the faces and all that other stuff.
Right.
I am going to say, 10 years. 10 years. That's my guess.
Okay. That's your guess?
Yeah.
14. 14 years.
Okay. That's not bad.
Yep. Yeah, you were not. I mean, I would have no idea. So October 4th, 1927 through October 31st, 1941. So it's actually almost exactly 14 years. So I got a couple little scoops. And
why?
Why did I pick this one?
No, why did we do this? Why did they make a Mount Rushmore to begin with? How did that even come
to be? A memorial. It's a memorial.
Okay.
So let's see here. It involved nearly 400 men and women who earned about $8 a day. Okay.
Yeah, but back then. That's big money. That's like radio money now. No way.
They had to endure blazing hot to bitter cold and wind. Each day they climbed 700 stairs to get to the top of the mountain to punch in on the time clock. 3/8-inch thick steel cables lowered them over the front of the 500-foot face of the mountain in a bosun chair, BOSUN. That's my bucket list. I mean, I would love to go see that. I haven't been out there.
Neither have I.
90% of the mountain was carved using dynamite. The powdermen would cut and set charges of dynamite of specific sizes to remove precise amounts of rock. They would hand crank the winches. So I don't know if that's like a seat you would sit on to raise and lower the drillers. And then if the person went too fast, the drillers would be dragged up on their faces. So to keep this from happening, young men and boys were hired as call boys, kind of like when you're on a road and one lane is, cut off, and then they hold up the signs to slow or stop or whatever.
Yeah.
So back in the day, they call these call boys.
Okay. Call boys.
Right. Call boys. And then they would call to each other to let them know, if it was safe from the edge of the mountain to shout back messages back and forth. And excuse me, during the full 14 years, not one fatality.
Oh, that's wild, because people died making the Mackinac Bridge.
I know. That's what I thought about when I was reading this.
I got the Mackinac Bridge.
Dynamite was used until only 3 to 6 inches of rock was left to remove to get the final carving surface. At that point, drillers, assistant carvers would drill holes into the granite very close together, and it was called honeycombing. And then this I thought was kind of funny. This is a little side story. So visitors wanted to buy pieces of the granite for like a little, memento. And the workers would say, no, I am holding this piece for my coworker up at the top of the mountain. And they would offer like $2. And then the worker would say, no. Well, the visitor would get up to $6 a piece.
Sell it.
And then they'd be like, oh, okay, I'm willing to take that. And then as soon as the visitor was out, they would call up to the top of the mountain and say, send another piece down.
That's awesome. Little side hustle going.
Well, they were only making $8 an hour.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, that's crazy.
That's a good side hustle, though, when you think about it.
I mean, 700 steps.
Yeah.
No wonder that
700 stairs. No,
700 stairs to the top.
Oh, 700 stairs to the top.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wow.
No wonder that generation was much thinner than we are.
Well, yeah, because they got outdoors and they worked. A lot of the jobs were all manual laborers, not sitting around doing a podcast. Hey,
we come down 14 steps.
Hey, shout out Rob, Meredith Party Rental Rob. He says, hi guys. And then he says 14 years. All right. Did you look that up, Rob?
Yeah, because
your integrity is being challenged right here, right now, pal.
That was also, 1204. Did I already give the answer?
Probably. No, I don't know. No, that doesn't sound like something Rob would do.
75. Oh, on the way back to Northwest Ohio. All right, Holly. Oh, nice. Safe travels, girl. Georgia alone on 400.
So
75.
I'm sure she's listening if she's driving. She's listening to the podcast.
Well, no, she could be in standstill traffic in Atlanta.
And Rob had dinner at Rob's last night. Me and Ricky Claire and did man night with some hot tubbing and cigars and watching the walleye. And
3 men in a hot tub.
Only 2. Rick didn't get in. Anyway.
So what? He sat outside the hot tub and held your hand over the wall, or what?
Yes.
Oh.
Anyway, Rob sent home a bacon wrapped filet made in the Traeger grill with, I think it was prime rib rub on it.
Oh.
I am so excited for you to try the steak. And if you don't eat it within the next 24 hours, I'm eating it.
Oh, it's for me?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, that's the first thing I told you when I got home, Rob.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thanks,
I held
Rob.
it up to you and I said, this is Rob.
Got a little cloudiness going on.
Anyway, and this spinach casserole thing that he makes, spinach, I don't know. It's amazing and you're going to love it.
Like a creamy spinach?
Creamy spinach. Yeah. I forget what it's called. It's on my phone, but I'm not going to look down. I'm kind of just calling it creamy spinach stuff. It's amazing. And If you don't eat it within 24 hours, I'm eating it. So there you go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks, Rob and
Yep.
Michelle. That's so sweet.
They're awesome people.
You know, because I am the filet mignon.
Creamed spinach. There it is.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Creamy spinach.
Creamed.
You almost had it right.
Creamed.
He said absolutely he did. So does that mean he looked it up?
No, he knew it. He's a smart guy. He's kind of nerdy that way. He knows all that. He's a Star Wars guy. Anyway, and you know how those guys are. Yeah. Anyway, okay, I have a question. Why did you choose that?
I knew you were going to ask that question.
I'm fascinated by your mind.
So am I.
Like, so how connect the dots for me? How do you like, ooh, this will be a good question while we're, waiting for the audience to build?
Here's why. What celebrity recently passed away? Here's another question for y'all. And no, looking it up, Rob. What celebrity recently passed away who is older than Mount Rushmore? And then you'll know how I picked it.
Let's see. Who recently died that would be 90 years old? Over 90, 100 years old.
Recently passed away, very well known, was older than Mount Rushmore.
Okay, what kind of a celebrity though? Was he a movie star?
You gotta take a guess.
I can't remember. And I haven't
surely somebody out there.
And I haven't drank in 23 days. You would think I'd be able to recall it. Don't know.
She was loved by everybody.
Betty White?
Yes.
That's not. She died last year.
I said recently.
Okay, recent is not 2020. Recent would be in 2025. She died in 2024.
That's within a year, is it not? That's recent. She didn't die like over 5 years ago.
Recent.
Anyway, so she was actually older than Mount Rushmore.
Okay, so how did you get something come up today in social media where you saw Betty White?
It was something yesterday, and I might save that for another day.
Okay, well, there you go. All right, are we ready to get rolling?
See, I don't need the little news things, story, whatever that you follow to right up in here, mister.
You still didn't tell me how it would happen, though. You just said,
I know, because I'm going to save that for another day.
Okay. All right, my computer just crapped out. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see here. Do I have enough? I don't know. All of a sudden, I'm just getting ready to go.
Hey, welcome to the podcast.
There we go.
Behind the scenes.
All right, how much time do I have? Okay, I have enough time. All right. Today, we're talking about things we are 100% brainwashed into believing that we need. Okay?
Yes, she was. She was.
She was older than sliced bread.
Yeah, she was. She was older than a lot of things.
He looked that up.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. See, Rob could be my producer.
Rob's very good. Anyway, okay, so the story goes like this. Did you do your spring cleaning? Have you done that? Do people still do that? Have we done it?
I kind of did. Like, I'll switch out like just decor, that I don't need, that I think I need.
Right.
From like winter stuff to spring stuff, except for plants because our cats eat them.
Okay, so you go through, you spring clean, and allegedly supposed to throw stuff away. Well, people on social media have taken it a step further. They're saying that there are certain things that we are all brainwashed to believe that we need. And then they give a ton of highlights. The first one, clothes, an endless stream of clothes and accessories to follow every trend. I have not followed trends probably as far as men's fashion in the last probably 20 years. You know what my fashion trend is? Costco.
Yeah.
Whatever I like when I'm at Costco, because I know I'm going to get a good price. I'm like, ooh, I like those shorts. I just get them. I don't know if they're trendy or not. I don't care. If Costco is selling trendy stuff, then I guess I'm pretty trendy. Because, except this was given to me by a listener. I can't remember who it was. Might have been Teresa Vargo. Anyway.
You don't think it was Sherry?
No, it was not. Could have been Nurse Terry. I don't remember. But so I know you still are, I don't say you care about fashion, but you are.
Do I look it?
Well, today.
You won't even give me a clothing allowance.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, if the podcast keeps growing and you people keep sharing it, maybe we'll have like a $50 a month
Now we're talking.
Yeah. So I could buy a lot at Costco on $50. Just saying. Anyway, so clothes and accessories to follow every trend. Would you say that you keep up on the latest trends?
I mean, no, I really don't. I feel like my entire life, I've always been behind on what's in fashion because it's kind of like hair. I mean, I actually, for a short amount of time, while I got my cosmetology license, I got a managing cosmetology license way back in my prior life, cut hair for a hot minute and decided it just wasn't for me because every day I was surrounded by girls and women and men even coming, and having the latest. And I just was like, pull it up in a ponytail, which is why Olivia is the way she is. She just doesn't care,
Hey, I have a new poll question. The poll question is when your wife is licensed to cut hair, shouldn't she at least do you a solid once a month and cut your hair so you can save $25 at Supercuts?
Dude, I let my license lapse finally like last year after 35 years.
I know. So
I kept it in escrow just in case.
Right. And to this day, you've cut my hair maybe 3 times. And I asked you before I went to Supercuts, hey, is there any chance you can give me a haircut? And your response was, why don't you treat yourself to a haircut for $25?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Here's why. We are on a fixed income. Do you want a clothing allowance? Do you want to go to Mount Rushmore? We got to find cut where we can cut.
So I guess you won't be going. I guess you won't be going to his store more anytime soon, then, right?
That's true because I haven't been smoking cigars.
What are you going to do when the thingamajig runs out?
When what runs out?
Your
thingamajig.
Your
humidor.
Thank you.
I'm going to his store more. We're spending more money on the cats every month than they spend on my cigars. So until we
kill Shem,
$200 for insulin, another couple $100 for their food, and so we're probably dropping $300 to $400 a month on the cats. So,
anywho, want to say hi to.
I still think the wife should cut the hair.
Debbie, Tim,
Take her
Eric,
5 minutes.
and Denise on Instagram.
Yeah, it's very nice of him. Eric, super cooch. Feel better, dude.
Let's not turn this in. Let's not turn on Sharon podcast. Okay,
I'm not turning
still
on
a little
you.
Under the weather.
It was a question.
Thanks for asking,
listeners. What do you mean? I ask you every morning how you're feeling.
Yeah.
How about a health report?
Today was the first day I woke up without a headache.
Boom.
And that I didn't want to crawl back into bed after getting up out of bed.
There you go. Baby steps, man.
Thank
it's baby
you
steps.
Moxicillin.
All right. Expensive weddings and expensive funerals and especially pricey coffins. We're brainwashed into believing that we need that. That was another thing I was thinking about personally. Proms are stupid. I went my junior year. I had a girlfriend. I experienced it. My senior year, I only went because everybody's like, oh, you got to go. And I didn't have a girlfriend. And so I asked somebody and I had a miserable time and I paid for everything because that's what you do. That's what you did in the 70s, and it's like proms are, because think about it now. When you look at your life now, is it a memory that you're just like, oh, I'm so glad I went to the prom 60 years ago. Okay. It wasn't 60, 50, 48. How many years? I don't know. Your thoughts go.
I really don't care because I didn't pay for anything. There you go.
So do you have fond memories of your proms?
Yeah. I mean, they were fine. Well, they were fine.
Proms are stupid.
I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole. Debbie's on Instagram says, cut Denny's hair and he'll give you a clothing allowance. Oh. My clothing allowance, Miss Debbie, is from all the work I do behind the scenes for the podcast that people don't know about. Boom.
She does it all.
Back.
She produces everything because I'm busy with my radio show and my rounds of golf.
You work more for your 2-hour radio show than I do for the 1-hour podcast.
Well, it's a lot different because I have 2 hours. We have 40 minutes and you and I just kind of wing it and have fun. Of course, me and Chris are having fun. Anyway,
Julian.
It all takes time. What's up, Julian? Shouldn't you be delivering mail, my man?
He doesn't get his hair cut. Too expensive, and I don't have that kind of money. So what do you do? Does he just buzz? He probably has clippers and just buzzes them.
He's got long hair, man. I mean,
you can't tell by the picture.
He's got sweet hair. Well, it's probably in a ponytail.
Oh.
It's underneath his hat. He's got long, luscious hair. Anyway.
That's Josh's excuse, too.
Yep. Josh has got long, luscious hair.
Maureen, prom is the rite of passage. I agree. I mean,
okay, whatever.
So here's one that I feel is super duper over the top
Duper.
that we do not necessarily need.
Okay. What?
Super white teeth.
That was one of them I saw too.
Super white teeth.
Okay.
And here is my
go ahead.
big pet peeve.
All right.
Okay. And I know you know this.
Oh, I know. I've heard it many times. Oh my gosh, look at those teeth. They can't be real. There's no way.
No.
The whole Jesus of Nazareth.
Okay.
Or the whole Jesus. No, Chosen. Go.
When we're watching
here it is.
Shows that take place long time ago and they really go all out to make them look super poor or, whatever. And then the person starts talking and smiling and they got these super duper white teeth. And it's like Hollywood, black one out, put crud in between them, do something, the makeup artist do something, because it is one of my all-time pet peeves. I can't get past it. I just can't.
She can't. We'll watch The Chosen. She'll pause it. And he goes, I just can't believe how white Jesus's teeth are. I said, he was the Son of God. How do you not know that he didn't just whiten it up?
It's not just The Chosen. It's like all of those types of any show that's like back in the day.
But it's The Chosen is the one where you paused it and you just like, oh, I just can't believe it. What is Hollywood doing?
As good as they are with everything else, minus a couple of fake palm trees in there, that's pretty noticeable. It's like, just take some brown makeup and put them in between the cracks.
See, I'm wondering if maybe they had better teeth back then and we just don't know it because of all the chemicals and all the crap that we put in our mouth. Maybe our teeth are worse now because of all of that.
What did they brush their teeth with? Did they even brush their teeth?
I don't know. I don't know.
Someone look that up and get back to us.
White teeth. If you whiten your teeth, beware. She might come after you.
What is Debbie? So I saw this on Facebook this morning and had to have it for the beach and pool. Oh, I don't know what it is.
Not sure what that is.
Wooden teeth back then.
Wooden teeth during the apostle days, the disciples.
Oh, Debbie has a little umbrella attached to her phone. You needed that the other day when you came home and you're like, does your phone get really hot? Remember?
Well, I was charging it and it got really hot and I never noticed that before. So
she's got a little umbrella she bought online for her iPhone.
Yeah, you don't want your phone sitting out in the sun, people.
Yeah.
You just don't want that. All right, how about this?
So Steve's saying that they had wooden teeth back then. Well, I think Washington did.
Yeah.
They couldn't have all had wooden teeth.
There's no way. There's no way.
Would they get termites in those?
Probably.
Like the Grinch?
Oh, that's awesome scene. All right. Other things that we're brainwashed into believing that we need social media. Although I do feel not necessarily bad for people. Like when I'll say, hey, follow us on Denny Radio. They're like, oh, I don't do Facebook. It's one thing to be on social media just to peep it out every now and then. It's another thing to be on it constantly with your phone in front of your face. Where's my phone? Oh, it's right here. Your phone in front of your face, constantly, and then having it bum you out because, somebody's not liking your post or whatever. You're getting all spun up over it. That's a whole different deal. Just saying.
So take a look at it. I meant to have this ready. Look at that. I'm going to show you here in a sec. That post. Okay.
Okay.
It looks like Travis and Taylor.
Okay.
Had a baby. And it's a full story. Okay. Look at all the pictures. Completely false, but it's online. It's like as a post.
Okay.
Totally false.
Where? Who posted it? Fox News?
No.
CNN?
It was something I never had heard of.
Yeah. And it says what? They had a baby?
Yeah. That they have a new chapter begins and they welcome a baby boy. But how can people get away with this stuff? That's what I want to know.
Because somewhere in the article or somewhere around the picture, it's going to say AI generated and they get away with it. First off, who gives a rip?
Yeah, really.
I mean, who gives a rip? All right.
Hold on. Is it my turn?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I think one thing that's really over, what's the title again? Hold on. It's things we are brainwashed into thinking we need.
Yep.
Okay. Gender reveal. I think the whole gender reveal is like super over the top and we I mean, do we really need that now? I mean, they have like full-fledged parties on top of the shower, on top of the baby born gift. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I don't like gender reveals.
My opinion.
And I don't want to get all God on you, but it's a gift. And anyway, my niece just found out she was pregnant, and they already know the sex of the baby. And I'm just like, oh, bummer. I wish you wouldn't have told, I wish they wouldn't have found out. Because I have a story of my another niece who found out the sex of the baby the first time, and then she got pregnant the second time. And I said, try something for me. What's that, Uncle Dennis? Don't find out the sex of this baby and tell me if there's a difference, just to prove my theory to myself. She goes, okay, we'll do that. So they never found out. And then they had the baby. They didn't know. And she told me after that she wished she never would have found out the sex of the first baby. She said it was unbelievable not knowing until that moment. It's lame. It's lame that people do. I feel bad for people, and I know I sound like I'm condemning them, and because of my tone. And it's thank you from my father, Big Don, because I get it from him. You're robbing yourself of one of the most precious gifts you could ever have. The miracle of a child being born, and finding it on a little sonogram piece of paper that you can hold up and go, ooh, and then, having a cake, and you cut the cake and it's either pink inside or it's blue. And it's like, no, there's something about it when you and I mean, anyway, yeah, I agree 100%. Gender reveal.
Okay.
People, but they don't know. They're selfish and they want to know now.
All right, Julie on Instagram.
Sorry about that rant,
said, made, she's talking about back in the day, made paste out of ashes, seashells, and pumice back in Jesus's day. Twigs called chewing sticks, animal bones, and bird feathers. So she must be talking about what they used to brush their teeth with.
And they didn't have sugar and all kind of garbage like we have now. And so they did, but they didn't have like candy bars where you could just, pop a candy bar in and go. I'll bet you their teeth were better then than they are, and then we have them now.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
All right, LDJ, a big wedding and reception. Why start out your life in debt? Marriage is tough enough. So true.
Exactly.
But
if Olivia's watching, elope.
Yeah, and that but also a lot of times the parents pick up the bill.
Well, we're supposed to pay for Olivia's. That's why I said elope.
Well, look at my mom and dad. How many they had to pay for? Woo! Yeah.
Did they pay for your first one? Because I know who paid for the second one.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Mary agrees about the 100% gender reveal. Phillies MLB player had a light blue bat yesterday to reveal to everyone that he has a son on the way.
Are you kidding me, Pittsburgh Rick? Are you serious?
Oh
actually, that's kind of funny though. But what did he say? Build it up on social media. Whatever bat I walk out of the dugout with, then you'll know what the sex of the baby is.
Well, if he really he would have used a regular bat, and then when he hit the ball, it would have exploded into either pink or blue confetti.
Okay, well, I think they frown against exploding bats in Major League Baseball. I never heard that story. Rick, email me that story. I'll use it on my show today.
He said, Google it.
How about you do the work, Rick?
All right, here's another one.
I'm busy.
Ready?
Yes.
The fake eyelashes. Fake eyelashes, fake fingernails, implants,
boobs,
whether they're up top or the bottom.
On the bottom, you mean butt lifts?
Bottoms, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Lips, Botox, the big dark eyebrows, like that look like almost like an entity themselves.
Like they're painted on.
Julie's saying gender reveals are the dumbest thing on earth.
They are, but people are never going to stop them because they just won't.
Well, our generation just feels differently because it's definitely new in the last 5 years.
Oh no, it's been more than that. No, because people were asking us when you were pregnant, do you know the sex of the baby? So that's almost 24 years ago when we had Olivia. So no, it's been around for quite a while. Since sonograms, since you could actually find out in the doctor's office. Don't you remember that when we told her we don't want to know the sex of the baby.
I know. Right.
So, you mean the actual parties? Yeah.
Well, the whole
maybe the parties are
like reveal, like you.
Yeah.
There was a period where you could find out the sex of your baby, and you just found it out, and you said, "This is what we're having." But now it's become this. Let's make an event about it.
Yeah, I like
release the balloons and kill all the birds and all that kind of stuff.
I like when they have reveal parties and then something goes horribly wrong. I love that.
Oh my gosh!
Not where anybody gets really hurt, but people like get it really embarrassed or something.
Okay.
So, like they catch their house on fire or something, but nobody gets hurt, and they had insurance, and the premium was up to date. So,
all right, let's see here. Oh, Dee Dee.
Hello, Dee Dee Baker.
My son and daughter-in-law have decided that they will not find out. Great. Good for them.
You raised them right.
Yeah.
You raised your kids right.
Holly, her niece is getting married in July. When she is pregnant with her first, she'll be sharing that wisdom to wait. Yeah, you share it all you want, but people do what they want anyway.
Tell them to call me. I'll talk them down.
Oh boy.
There's no comparing it. There's just no comparing it. People go, oh yeah, but we just want to find out so we can, make sure we have everything ready. No, you'll never be ready. Once that baby's born, you're still not ready. 3 months into it, not ready. A year into it, not ready. They're 24, 23, 24. You're still not ready.
Yeah.
Never.
Julie says, fake everything is horrible. Be happy with what God gave you. My ex said when he was married, he woke up the next morning and said, who are you? No makeup, eyelashes off, etc. Well, and look at the first one on my list.
That's funny. Perfect body.
Perfect body. That is like, so everyone thinks that they need that perfect body. And it's just, why? You just got to keep it up, which is why I don't work out.
So I've been meaning to talk to you about that.
Working out?
No, I'm joking. Here's the one I don't understand. I get the whole boob thing because of the whole,
man thing.
No, I don't. I think a lot of times, like a friend of mine got a boob job and she did it because she wanted it for herself. She didn't want it for any man. She didn't want it for anything. She just didn't want to be flat chested. And so she got a boob job, and it was a thing anyway, I can understand that. The thing I don't understand are the fake eyelashes. When you're at Dollar General or wherever I see you, and you look like you got spiders sitting on your eyelids. I'm like, I don't get the thinking. I don't understand that one. I understand a butt lift's like, oh, my butt's so droopy and flat. I want to, whatever.
Yeah, but there's exercises for that.
Okay, fine. But I just don't get the eyelashes. Anyway, moving along. Okay, 12-step skincare routine, overpriced makeup and personal hygiene products, plastic surgery. You already talked about that. How about getting a new car as soon as you paid off your current car? That's another one. Fabric softener.
Have you ever done that before?
I used to get a new car every other year.
Why?
Because I was making a lot of money and I wasn't married and I didn't have kids. So I'm like, I was bored. So every other year I would get a car. And I used to pay cash for it. Oh my gosh, that was so awesome. Of course, cars weren't 60 and 70 grand a year back then. But I did it because, well, 1 year, okay, this is how lame I am. I decided to sell my.
How lame are you?
I turned in my SUV for another SUV because I thought the other SUV was cooler, but because I didn't want to clean it out.
Because you didn't want to clean it out. What?
It was dirty.
What?
Crap all over the floor. Like
the one
dirt and dust. No,
or the one you're selling.
No, the one I had. I'm like, I'm going to buy a new one. That way I don't have to clean out my old one.
I see.
They'll do it anyway. Yeah, not now. The last two vehicles. Let's see, the minivan I had for 10 years and the minivan I have now, I've had for 10 years. I drive them. Here's my new rule. I drive them to 300,000 miles. Bam. Then I get a new vehicle. Guess what? I've got 144,000 on this one. And now my commute is up the steps and down the steps because I'm doing the radio show from home. So this could be my sweet Kia, the last vehicle I ever own. Julie, think about that, people.
Julie's laughing at you on Instagram.
That's fine. I'm used to it.
Okay. What do we have here? Anthony Yan, maybe the fabric softener, but you need dryer sheets.
Dryer sheets for damn sure.
So there's definite controversy over And I know Debbie's watching.
Hey, wait a
minute. Debbie.
Who is that? Yin Anthony Yan?
Yeah.
Okay, that dude emailed me, or she is that? I don't know who that is.
Well, why are you pointing?
I don't know. I'm pointing at the thing. I'm pointing at the comment. Posted yesterday during my show.
Okay.
So they're crossing over from the radio show to the podcast. Thank you, Yin Yang Yang Yin Yang Yin Anthony Yan.
Yeah, I listened to your show.
That's awesome.
There you go.
Thank you.
But there's controversy over that because of the wax or whatever that they put on dryer sheets or softener that gets on the clothing and that ruins the clothing, especially towels, blah, blah, blah. And Debbie, I know Debbie's listening. Well, she sells Norwex, which is all natural stuff. So she'd probably.
They have dryer sheets? Norwex dryer sheets?
Well, that's where I got those dryer balls. One.
I like dryer balls. Big balls bouncing around in there.
They have some other stuff, I'm sure, but
okay.
Yeah.
All right, I got one that I want to talk about. The newest cell phone every year, no matter the price. Okay, and I know that's mostly younger people. So I'm reading this and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's what people do. They get the new ones because, status symbol. If you're a big time, I've had people made fun of my phones. Oh my gosh, how old is that phone? I'm like, I don't care. I'm to the age, I just don't care. But here's something that bothers the bejesus out of me. Some people noted that the manufacturers push it for you to get a new phone every year because of planned obsolescence. Now I'm like, obsolescence? What the heck is that word? Planned obsolescence is a business strategy where manufacturers deliberately design products with limited lifespans to encourage frequent replacement and boost sales.
It's like obsolete.
Oh, planned obsolescence?
Yeah.
What did I say?
That's ab. So that's been forever because
I know, but I never saw that word before.
Even when I bought back in the day, Mary Kay makeup.
Yeah.
And you had to buy the little plastic thing that you kept your eyeshadow and blush and everything in. Well, guess what? The next year they changed the shape of the actual little thing. So then you had to buy all new product that would fit into or they changed the shapes of the eyeshadow little tin or whatever that would not fit into your, So, I mean, they all do that.
I know when the iPhone, they changed the power cord, to a different size, and people lost their minds. And it's like, I wonder if there's a list somewhere. Pittsburgh Rick, when you're looking it up to send me that story about the pink bat or the blue bat, whatever it was, I'd like to know a list of the companies that do this so I can boycott them. Because you don't want me to boycott you. It's just lame. Why would you do that? You make the best product you can and but they don't do that. Anyway, okay. Thanks for babies.
It's because they want, that means you're going to have to go buy all new product again. And
right. It's based on greed.
Well, it's based on money, right?
It's based on greed.
It's business.
It's based on
business.
Greed. Obsolescence.
Most things these days are strategically made to break.
Very sad.
Cell phones agree. Just traded ES iPhone for 16. Had it forever.
Nice. I did. The only reason we got new phones is because Verizon was doing that deal.
Yeah. Refrigerator 10 years old. It went out to buy a new. But so
I think 10 years on a fridge though ain't bad.
Yeah, you'd have to look up the average lifespan of those appliances. Like washers and dryers are 15 years or something like that.
Not anymore, they're not.
But here's the thing. And that was on the story over and over and over again. Was everybody just buys new instead of trying to fix what they have.
Right. A replacement. We can fix stuff. We always try to fix stuff around here before we go buy new.
All appliance companies except Speed Queen.
Really? Everybody?
Maureen should know. She works at a place.
Okay.
Okay.
I was great for. No, why did you bounce off Rick?
He's wanting to know if you have any current ones going.
Oh, tune into my show later today. Apparently, those questions annoy my wife.
Well, no. I mean, yeah, we don't want to get down that rabbit hole.
People that put on gender reveals, I boycott them. I got more.
Lucky to get 7 years out of laundry.
Okay, now we're talking about appliances and laundry and stuff. So that's a rabbit trail. How about this?
Well, no, that's part of
the latest golf
replacing.
equipment. I know dudes that have to have the latest driver every year. Drivers are now $500-$600 for one club.
What
That's
about bags? What about how many
ridiculous.
bags do they need?
Well, you only need one,
Ask them for a friend.
but you need two in my situation. You need your one that you use here, and then you have to have a travel bag.
Where
which
do
I
you
have
travel?
Well, when I used to be able to go to Florida with my son, or the time I went with Rob and Ricky. So hopefully, this January, if Shem will die, we'll be someplace warm. Just saying. Anyway,
Terry, as I get closer to retirement, I hang on to my accessories for as long as I can.
Watch.
Yeah, because you're on a budget, probably. Ashley,
how about this one?
Hold on. My mom gave away a deep freezer from Montgomery Ward. Oh my gosh!
Oh no, Monkey Wards.
Wow.
Anybody else call it Monkey Wards?
40 years old and still working.
Did anybody ever call it Monkey Wards?
You talking about your mom? Or you talking about the deep freezer? 40 years is still old.
Did you ever call it Monkey Wards?
No.
Montgomery Wards. Okay, because my sister worked there.
I can't remember where it was in Toledo.
I don't know. I wasn't here then when they were around. All right, how about this one? Something else that is, we're brainwashed to believe. A good education is the key to success in life. BS. Consumption makes you happy. Cars, TVs, clothes, living in certain neighborhoods. Like.
Okay, how about this one?
What?
Purebred pets.
Yeah,
purebred dogs.
That's an ego thing. I
gotta have it. Like when the French bull, the little shorty, that was like, so everybody had to have it. People were robbing and stealing them and turning around and selling them. And, I mean, we just grew up and we just adopted from the pound or got a mutt from somewhere. I mean, and they're, they're great dogs too.
No,
so
you're absolutely right.
We called it Monkey.
There we go.
Southwick Mall.
It was a Southwick Mall. There you go. Thank you, Michelle.
Okay. Oh, Maureen's saying Northtown Mall, Rick, Lewis and Alexis, Greenwood Mall. Lewis and Alexis. Greenwood?
Lewis and Alexis.
Lewis and Alexis. Yeah. Greenwood Mall. Why can't I picture Lewis?
Lewis and Alexis were Home Depot and Kroger and Lowe's is right there. And what's that?
Oh, that is Lewis. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, no. Now he's saying Marine's right.
Oops, Marine's right. There you go. Yes, right. Always called it Monkey Wards. Yep. Okay, I'm not the only one.
Okay.
How about this one? The media keeping you informed. The media has people brainwashed. The media does not keep us informed. The media tries to get us to believe a certain way. Not that we're a political show or anything.
Well, no, but just like the post I just showed of Travis and Taylor.
Right,
I mean, that totally made up.
But that wasn't something from the New York Times. That wasn't something from the Wall Street Journal. That wasn't something from the Toledo Blade or
I think it was
ABC
from
News.
100.7 the ticket.
Yeah, we don't do anything. No, the media has been exposed for decades now. That is just their bias. They slant a certain way, and there you go.
Marine. My two favorite words, Marine's right.
How about this one? Nice, Maureen.
That was funny.
It is true.
Oh, I got a good one.
Doctors know all the answers. No, they don't. And the government has your best interests at heart. Ah!
Is that yours?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Here's one.
Okay, go.
Ready for mine?
Yep.
Bigger flat screen TV. Why wasn't that on your list? Because that wasn't in the article.
Next topic.
Yeah.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with the biggest ass screen you can buy that you can afford, because when you're watching your sporting events, we only have 3.
You are so brainwashed to think that you need a bigger TV.
We only have 3 TVs.
Well, because we downsize. Where else would we have a TV?
We have 3. I know that's all we have.
Where else would we have? We just downsized.
When we first moved in, when she wooed me over here to this condo, and says, "I really think we're supposed to buy this," and she goes, "Oh, look at that! Look at that! Where the TV would go." You know what? I think I think a bigger screen TV would actually fit in there. Something about a bigger screen TV.
Did not.
Oh my gosh.
All
right.
I said the TV would go there.
No, you said there is room for a bigger TV. Now she's
That never
fibbing.
Came out of my mouth.
Okay. Wow. I should have recorded it, people. I should have recorded it. I guess that's what I got to do. Just like the other night when she was snoring, I recorded it. Not going to play it, though.
Isn't that nice? His wife is sick in bed, can't even breathe. And
I'm watching the Pistons game.
And he's recording me snoring, making noises that I've never made because I couldn't breathe.
Right. I was concerned for your health.
Oh,
I'm like,
you weren't even concerned. You never woke me up to say, are you okay?
No, I'm not going to wake.
Are you okay? Are you
first
okay,
off,
Annie?
Okay, first off, you never wake a sleeping bear. You just let the bear sleep, because if you wake the bear up and the bear isn't happy with being woken up, the bear could turn on you. So you let the bear sleep. I recorded it because I'd never heard those noises come out of her in almost 25 years of marriage. And it's because she's sick. It was actually talent. She was snoring inhale, snoring exhale. Most people just do the inhale. No, she was. It was a weird noise. Sorry. I'm watching the Pistons game.
You are so mean.
Now, why does that mean?
Why
it's
do
normal.
I even?
It's normal.
Why do I even?
Okay, it's normal, people, to snore. Okay, it's not like I played it on the air. I thought about it, but I wouldn't do that. No, I'm watching the Pistons game and they're winning, and they ended up winning. I couldn't even cheer because she's snoring and feels bad. So I'm like, anyway.
Let me take advantage of her and start recording her.
I'd rather take advantage of it in other ways, but you're sick.
All right,
anyway, that's all I have.
Here is another one on that note. Expensive coffins. Why? Why bother?
John Castillo, our Friday podcast sponsor, he's just going to let me lay in a coffin, and then I'm going to
be
a
used one?
Yeah, you can like rent them. So, or just whatever, just lay me on a slab. I don't care. Or, maybe just cremate me and just have me there in an urn. I do kind of like it. I don't know why, but although I was so disappointed the way both my dad and my mom looked, I don't know. I'll think about that.
Maybe I'll have the giant life-size poster of you running with your headband on.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I'll put that on the thing.
I know. It's a poster of me. I didn't order a poster. I ordered through the Bobby Krim road race that I ran a couple different years back in the day. And I ordered a 7 by 10 by 7 or whatever it is. And I ended up getting a poster. And so I'm like, ooh, look at that.
Maureen's saying you can rent coffins.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
rent a coffin from like Rent-A-Center.
From Monkey Words. How about, and we kind of talked about this and we got to wrap things up, but
we do.
Big houses. And this is one thing that I saw time and time and time again with my old business, my former business, is just bigger is better. And then the young, and then everything is furnished, and then the whole backyard, and it's like trying to keep up with the Joneses. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, because I know people that wanted a big monster over 5,000 square foot home, and then after they got it, within 2 weeks, they're like, "What the hell was I thinking? I got to clean this place. Oh, never should have bought this house." Wonder who that was. You made me move from my home in Toledo, Ohio for the last 40 years.
That was me. Oh my gosh, you're so rude to me today. I am sick. I am sick. You should be feeling sorry for myself. Golly. And I get to drive to Port Clinton with this man today. I can hardly wait.
Hey, the guys are playing golf. I could be playing golf today, but I'm not. I'm going to Port Clinton to buy some furniture because we got a great deal on some outdoor patio furniture. I'm excited about that. Yeah. Not excited about missing golf on a beautiful day, but
you're excited to spend time with your wife over the golf and your friends, I'm sure.
I am very excited about it.
I had to talk you into that one, didn't I?
Yeah, you sure did.
Okay. What are we doing Friday?
Friday will be a very, very special Den Ron podcast. It is so special. I can't even tell you about it.
Okay.
Because I don't know. It'll be Funky Friday,
Yeah.
and we will come up with something, and hopefully you'll tune by and you'll like what we do, and you'll share the videos, and hopefully we'll grow. We kind of, as far as followers on Denny Radio, we're still in the 3,500, but it would be nice to get up to 300,000,
without having to pay for them.
Because then I could this is all we would do. And I wouldn't have to do the little yippee skippy radio show every day. I could just do this, and then boom. Then I could be teeing off by 1:30 every day. That would be awesome. But it is what it is for now, people. So share the video, and Friday we'll be on with more wacky kooky from the Sheridan Denron podcast. Mm-hmm. Oh, do you have a video?
I have a video, yeah.
Oh, video.
So
I'm ready to wave people off.
It's just a cute little funny little one.
Okay.
And since Steve Kiker has a new grandbaby, I thought this was kind of...
Stitch that way. Turn up the bass. Now glue that lace and make them faint. Make that face and make them white. Fashion lovely. Look at that bitch and say, what? She said a little chapstick. Chapstick. She said a little chapstick.
How does somebody learn that?
I don't know. Is that
she had to see that? She had to see that. She's too young just to be able to feel the music and do that. She had to see somebody dance like that.
Well, there's people in the room with her, so I think it's an actual dance class. But she's so tiny to have it.
What is she
down
like,
to the
5 years old?
She looks like 4,
and she is bringing it.
I know,
man. Bring
I
it.
know.
I'll tell you, I love watching good dancers. I mean, that's awesome. Way to go, kid.
Hey, it's so much better than sitting in front of a computer screen, right?
There you go.
All right. Okay.
All right. That's it, peeps.
Love.
Denny, be nice. Superfan Nurse Terry. I see it. Yes, I'm always nice.
I want a little house. My condo is too much.
Oh,
yeah.
stop it, Maureen.
Yeah.
The condo's too much? I love condo living.
Keeping up with the Jones is not a good idea. No, because people get in financial issues. So.
Yep.
All right. So we'll see everybody Friday.
Let's hope so.
Noon.
Bye, everybody.
Enjoy the weather.
Denny Shafer. He's an idiot.